I forgot what I had to say, so I need to remember. Blah blah blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I come back to it. Bye. Hi, I'm Italo Gregorio. I am a freelance hairstylist. I am Italian. I was born in southern Italy, and beautiful, gorgeous place near the Amalfi Coast. It was it's a magical place. It's a very, very beautiful place to visit. And let's do this again. Hi. Così. Ok, vediamo un po', swinging il ramo. Ok, allora, who are questa mamma? Allora, già mettete la luce. Così, perfetto. Ok. Who are you? Hi guys, I'm Italo Gregorio. I am a freelance hairstylist. I was born in Italy, but I currently live in New York City. I worked in many fields, and I fuck up all the time. Hi guys, I'm Italo Gregorio. Hi guys, I'm Italo Gregorio. I'm Italian. I was born in Italy, southern Italy in fact, near the Amalfi Coast, in a beautiful place called Laurino. And I grew up there, and when I was about 12, I started to work in the local hair salon in the summertime. I used to brush hair, from the floor. I used to do shampoos. And I knew since I was little that I loved this job. I wanted to do hair, and I don't know why. I had this need to touch hair and to make women beautiful. I always loved what hair would do, how would change character to people. And again, I grew up with my mother plus many other women figures in my family. My mother has 7 sisters and 3 brothers. So I grew up with 7 aunts putting rollers on each other when it was a wedding, when it was Christmas, so it was all these beautiful women going around doing each other's hair or going to the hairstylist, and when they would come back I would look at them with this incredible round head from the 70s, because they would put like these rollers and they would all come back with like this back comb, the round helmet, but kind of glamorous, and I loved it, so I would be mesmerized. And I remember when I was little, I used to go and hide into the field with the corn, because I used to love to play with dolls, and they wouldn't buy me dolls because I was a boy, so I couldn't play with dolls. I had to play with guns, but I didn't like guns. I loved dolls, I loved Barbies, I loved long hair. So I used to play with the corns. I used to braid, I used to do all these amazing hairstyles. So when I started in this salon in the summertime, just for a few months before school would open up, I realized how much I wanted to do this, and I didn't know how to go about. So I'm doing this also because I want you to just have an idea of how you can go into a career, even without knowing where you're going, but at one point you realize and you kind of push for that. So this is my story. Again, I started, in the summertime. Then I went to a school, beauty school, for like few months in this town near my village. And then when I was about 17, I went to Cannes. I worked in this place, because in this hair salon, and at night I would go to school. When I realized that in France the diploma I was gonna get in this school wouldn't work in Italy, I decided to go back to Italy. And I went to a town near Milan, where I went to beauty school for 2 years. And then I went to Milan every Monday on this beauty school called Centro Stile Moda in Viale Romagna, and I'm talking about this is in the mid 80s. Then in the late 80s I moved to London, and this is where my life began. That's where the window on the world was, about fashion, about hair. I saw the most amazing haircut, the colors, the punks. For me it was like, wow, I was like a kid in a candy store. I started to work in a hair salon, and then I started to pursue my freelance career. That's where I really started in London. Then I moved to New York, and that's when I started to really, in the mid-90s, 95, I moved to New York, and that's when I really started to work in the editorial and celebrity world. I worked with many, many photographers, with all the models, with every magazine from Vogue to Elle to GQ to W to every magazine. Been working for 30 years almost now. I then in the early 2000s, late 90s, I started to work with Victoria's Secret. And in 2005 I was offered a contract which I accepted happily, because Victoria's Secret for me, it's been an incredible family, and I appreciated all what they did for me, and the collaboration we had over the years has been incredible. And in fact, the peak of that was in the year 2005, where I got my contract, and I did the Victoria's Secret fashion show in 2005, the Victoria's Secret fashion show 2006, 2007. Together with that, I've been working on many campaigns from Ralph Lauren, Betsy Johnson, every celebrity, which I'm going to show you in my book later on, just to give you an idea, because I don't like to brag. I just want to show you what I do and who I work with. What made me become a hairstylist was all these glamorous movies that I used to watch in the late 70s, with Sophia Loren and Silvana Mangano, and then the Hollywood movies. So I always realized how important hair and makeup were for anybody really, men and women, but especially women, because it's almost a woman wears hair and makeup like a personality armor. I like to do every kind of hair. I like to do what's right for the person, and a little more. Meaning, I like to explore a little. I like to push the envelope a little. I like to see how this person could look in different ways, and not necessarily glamorous, or even in, you can look great, in a grungy way, or you can look great in a edgy way, or you can look. There is always a look, and it depends also. It goes with your mood. It goes with how you feel. It depends how you wanna. There are periods where you feel to dress in a certain way, so you like your hair in a certain way. You like to have a bob when you like to look sleek, or you like to have a sexy haircut when you're wearing, in the summer with highlights or whatever. I personally like hair with that talks. When I say hair that talks, meaning the hair that showcases itself when there is not much product in, there is a beautiful haircut, it's healthy looking, the nice color that complements your complexion, enhance your eyes color. I mean, that works for you. You see, hair is an accessory, and it goes around you. It's like it frames you. It's like a frame of a painting. Look, the painting is important, but a painting without the good frame, it's not as effective. So I do suggest women to change, to use hair as an accessory. As they change airbags, they should change hair. If you're scared of cutting your hair, change with colors, little, subtle. Little difference will make you feel different, and it will give you that extra spunk that you will need to, whether to change your fashion, whether to lose that 5 pounds, whatever it needs you to do. It helps. I personally like, again, long, flowy, sexy, little layers, very Giselle-like, which every girl loves, and I believe that carries a certain naturalness with it. It's sexy, it's appealing, and again, the hair moves, it's floating, I love that. But I also like, a short pixie haircut because that gives a sign of personality. It's a sign of it's bold and it's a statement, and I admire that. With color, you can play with hair colors. Yes, if you are a brunette, and it depends your skin tone. You can never really go wrong because now there are so many pastel tones that you can work with. If if you have a lot of gold in your skin, you can get an ashier color. You can get gold. You can get anything now. You can get, which is great. It's beautiful to explore. What I suggest is before you actually go into changing drastically your hair color, nowadays there are so many wigs available. Go to a wig store and change, take few selfies with you with a few colors on, and then you will see if the colors works for you or not. Even you can do that even with the hairstyle. I don't believe in those apps where you put the face and the computer. No, I still believe in you looking at yourself with the actual hairstyle, so you can do that with the wig. Same thing, I guess, you can do with the colors, though. It makes you change. Also, you have to change makeup. For instance, if you go few shades light, if you are a dark blonde and you go really blonde, you will need to wear makeup, otherwise you're gonna look like a ghost. You always will need to wear a little lip, a little mascara, little cheek color, things that, little changes that you have to do. But do it, because again, you'll discover part of yourself, things that you like that you never knew. What do you think about beauty? Beauty, every woman is beautiful. And I say that because it's the truth. Whether it's the skin, the eyes, the eyebrows, the lashes, the lips, anything there is. But beside that, beauty comes from within. This is my humble experience. You can get any person in this world, the most beautiful, but if it's just a shell, if there is no substance, if there is no empathy, if there is no spirit, beautiful spirit, the beauty doesn't exist. And to have the privilege to work with so many beautiful women over my career, it taught me that really beauty is not just a shell, it really comes from within. In London, when I was in London, about the last few years I was in London before I moved to New York, I started to work with this incredible artist called Isabella Blow. She was a stylist, an aristocrat, an eccentric aristocrat, and she was one of those pioneers discovering young talents like Philip Tracy and, in fact, Alexander McQueen. And one of my first, I remember, job with her was with Richard Burbridge, and we did this beautiful lookbook for this then very young designer just came out from St. Martin, that Isabella was crazy and championing about was Alexander McQueen. And I remember we took the picture on Honor Fraser at Perseverance Work, which is the studio behind Old Street where Richard Burbridge used to have the studio. And another time was when those are the episodes where I really started to have these shocks about, whoa, this is crazy, because this was people that I've just read about on Gossip magazine or Fashion magazine, and all of a sudden here I am working with Isabella Blow, with Lord Snowdon, for British Vogue, with Julian Broad, with Platoon, with so many photographers, always through Isabella Blow. And through Isabella Blow, I met Deborah Turbeville, because we shot for Mirabella. We shot Isabella Blow at her manor house in Gloucestershire, and Selina Blow, her sister-in-law. And I remember we got off with Deborah Turbeville very well. I loved her picture, and she was an icon, and I couldn't believe I was actually working with her. She liked me very much, and she insisted that if I came to New York, I should have contacted her. And in fact, when I came to New York, I did contact her, and that's when I started to work with her for many years, for Italian Vogue and for every other Condé Nast magazine in this world. Unfortunately, Deborah is not with us anymore. She will be dearly missed. One of the biggest icons, fashion photographer ever, Deborah Terbeverti, RIP. And after that, New York has been like a stage of endless. It gives you so many opportunities. It's not an easy job because you have to go to work and you have to confront yourself every day with big egos beside your own, which is my own, and I'm sure it's quite big, but you have to learn how to navigate through egos and energies, because when you go on a set and you realize that people, you need to keep an energy, you need to keep your personality, you need to be respectful. And I've had the fortune to have a very long career and to work with the very best and the most amazing people in my field. I'm blessed, and I wish you can get your dream come true, because everybody deserves that. All I can say, push for it, whatever you want to do, believe in it, believe in yourself, and just keep working, because you never stop learning. Bye. Why I decided to do tutorial? The reason why I decided to do tutorial is because I've had quite few decades of experience, and I like to share it with you. I like, throughout the tutorials I will show you how I do different texture, how I work on straight hair, how I give body to straight hair, how I give body to a bob, how to do, extension, long, short, how to do updos very fast, how to transform yourself from a day look to an evening look. You're going to the office, you have no time to go back home, but you need to go to a party and you need to be looking fabulous. So I'm gonna give you, little helps that that I've learned throughout my career. I've been working in very different elements, whether I worked on Lake Placid, on ice blocks, or in a marble farm in Italy, or in the Bahamas with 150 humidity, and you need to keep the hair bouncy and curly. Good luck. Well, I had to learn how to do that and keep it going. While I was shooting for Sport Illustrated in Hawaii, I remember I had to to keep the same continuity for a whole day. There was so much humidity. When we used to shoot perfume for Victoria's Secret with Giselle, near, jumping in the water, so you get splashed with water and the hair gets wet, and you need to work with that texture right there and then, and they need to look fabulous. I'm gonna teach you how to work with the textures, how to use the appropriate product for each occasion, whether it's cold temperature, whether it's hot, I just love to share with you some of my experience, and I hope I'm gonna be helpful. Please let me know if it helps, because that will help me. And make your request. I would love to hear from you. Tell me, what would you like to see? I would like to oblige. I love challenge. I would love to show you anything I can. Please help me with the choices and help me throughout the course of this experience with my channel. And I hope you like what I do. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna keep you busy by watching these fabulous hairstyles by Italo Gregorio. Hello. Here is some of the picture that I have recently in my book. As you can see, I work with many celebrities, many magazines, and a variety of photos, whether it's couture, or pret-a-porter, or sexy, or lingerie, or I try to do every kind of job. I like to be versatile in the sense that I like to do straight hair, curly hair, short hair, long hair. I love to do it all. As you can see, I also do some men. I like that. I like to do some grooming, but my preference is actually women. I have more satisfaction with long hair in creating styles and doing more, so I have more fun. And I hope you enjoyed it, and keep tuned and check my website, Italo Gregorio at Brian Bantry, and follow me on my YouTube channel, Italo Gregorio. Bye.